I was laying face down on the top of a parkade, red dots pointed out my skull, all because of a music video. Yep, that's me and it's real, and you're probably wondering, how did I end up in this situation? But before I get there, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Tello. I'm a music artist from Kelowna, BC, Canada. I've been making content since I was a little kid, from horror games to Minecraft, editing tutorials, you name it. And this is my first YouTube video in what feels like decades, so I'm looking forward to getting back onto the platform. So if this story is something that you enjoyed, make sure to press subscribe and tune in for future content I have coming. I got a lot of exciting stuff coming, from tutorials to tips and tricks for people on music to even potentially vlogs. Anyways, enough ranting. Let's get into what everybody came here to see, which is how I got swatted filming a music video. Now, this video was a project that me and my videographer Travis were planning for ages. It's for a song called KOTN, or King of the North, and we wanted it to be way different and more cinematic than your average music video, something more like a movie. No girls shaking ass or throwing bottles, dancing in the club, nothing like that. We wanted to make this something more dynamic and something that had a lot more shock proof to add to our portfolio. Now, this isn't our first time doing a project of this caliber. We actually made another music video for a song I made called Counting. It was all medieval themed. We had swords, a CGI dragon. It was pretty above and beyond, and frankly out of my budget. But we actually ended up winning a film award for that video, so we knew that we were gonna do the same with this and go above and beyond. Now, typically what we do is build something called a music video treatment plan when we're planning out these videos, because they get pretty messy, where we script out all the scenes, make sure we have all the props lined up, the extras coordinated, etc. And I think for higher production videos, this is pretty standard, but we were only working within a $1,500 budget, so nothing too crazy. Now, for context, the whole idea of the video was to make something that was more like a mini movie or an action movie. As if we were intercepting the mafia or dealing with some sort of drug heist. We wanted the shots to feel dark, atmospheric, and all be filmed at night. So we had prop guns, fake kilos of cocaine, fake blood, glass, leather jackets, and other crazy props. We just wanted it to feel real. Now, there was a total of 8 scenes that needed to be shot for this video. Packing the drugs, intercepting the trafficking, raiding the residence, mafia raiding the warehouse, a few death scenes, and then just a bunch of other crazy looking B-roll shots. Now, it doesn't really sound like a lot, but this video actually took us over 12 hours to film, and we did it in one night. Now, even though we were up till 5 a.m., there was no tequila to keep us going. Now, some of these scenes could have been filmed at the same location, so we reverse engineered the video and decided to start filming with the interception scene. The idea was that my buddy Isaac would be sitting in the car on the top of the parkade, awaiting for the connecting member to come pick up the package. Little did he know Special Forces, aka me, would be watching him. I'd come through and intercept it, shoot him, leave him dead on the ground, open the trunk, take the package of cocaine, and walk away like nothing happened. Now, of course, we had other actors there as well, because they were going to be with us throughout the rest of the night. So in total, we had Jasmine, Colton, Isaac, and my videographer Travis, and then me. So we went ahead and got set up, excited to shoot the scene. Big colored lights, outfits and boxes all across the side of the parkade, Travis's big, beautiful camera rig, and we shot the scene over and over until we got it right. I'd walk over to the car, Isaac would see me, hop out of the car, I'd fire some shots, and then Isaac would be taken down mid-motion until he had bruises from hitting the pavement and trying over and over so many times. Then we would position him on the ground with glass and fake blood to really capitalize on the gore of the scene. And let me tell you, we absolutely crushed this shot, and after 2 hours of shooting, we finally got the video we wanted. So it was time to move locations, but it seems like the cops had a different plan for us. As we're cleaning up the last few pieces of glass and all of our equipment, we see a black SUV pull up to the top floor of the parkade, which at first I didn't really think anything of, because it's a hot spot for people to chill, smoke, hang out. But a few seconds later, lights started flashing, and we knew this was no joke. Before I even had time to think, cops funneled in, pointing ARs and shotguns. 6 officers walk out, not just off the ramps, but off the emergency staircase, out of the back of the SUV, and it's safe to say this shit was coordinated because we were surrounded. The police were screaming, "Hands, hands, hands!" And I'm standing there in a leather jacket, black jeans, and a replica Glock against my white t-shirt. We could not have looked more incriminating. Not to mention, handguns are extremely restricted in Canada as a whole, so we're looking at, a light 10 years. So me, Isaac, and Jasmine are standing behind our car and put our hands in the air. The female officer who was leading the operation pointed her rifle directly at me and told me to walk over to the pavement where I was more visible instead of being behind the car. Now at this point, she probably thought I was a psychopath because I started smiling uncontrollably, which typically the average person wouldn't do, but I was just absolutely in disbelief that this whole thing was a reality, like off a simple music video. Then she looks at me and says, absolutely. Let's put it on repeat one more time.
Absolutely.
At this point, I was like, damn, this shit is real. She tells me to get on my knees and lay on my stomach. And then I put my hands behind my back, turn my head to the left. I just bought a brand new Louis V belt that I was scratching on the pavement. I was kind of pissed, not gonna lie. Anyways, the officers pat me down, put me in handcuffs, and then lean me against the front of the cop car. The officer then took Isaac, who is one of the biggest guys there, patted him down, threw him in the back of the cop car, then leans Colton against the front of my car. In this case, he actually also had a replica gun, but it was in the back of his waistband. Coincidentally, the French girl and the videographer didn't get handcuffed whatsoever. They just got to spectate and watch us get reamed out by the police. Then they asked what was going on, and Travis of course explained that we were shooting a music video and we had all these props and everything planned out. I mean, it's pretty hard to miss considering all the lights and the massive camera rig that we had set up, but I respect the police for doing their job. Matter of fact, the cops were super chill after everything was said and done and they were releasing us from handcuffs. We were detained for a total of maybe 20 minutes. The police officers swiped our IDs, checked our criminal records, the standard. The crazy part is one of the cops had a sense of humor that I was not expecting. And when I took my hands out of the cuffs, he said some out-of-pocket shit. Word for word, he said, "You can now take your hands and put them on your head, but I'm not going to tell you which head." In my mind, I'm like, there's no fucking way the cop just said that. After they told us we needed a permit to film the music video, and I needed to contact the police if we were going to film a video of that caliber. Now, the best part of this whole thing is I didn't even realize after, but because we were using my car for that scene, we had my headlights on, which meant my car had to be running. And because my car was running, the entire thing was filmed on my dash cam, which not only made for an insane memory, but great promotion for the track as well. Now, here's what actually happened and how the cops got called in. There's a residential building and a commercial building on opposing sides of the parkade, which made us a viewpoint for anybody who simply looked out their window. And I think that's the real thing that happened. But what we were told is the cops were called due to footage seen on a security camera, which was positioned literally right in the corner of where we were filming. And someone called in saying there was a bunch of kids pointing guns at each other. Anybody in their right mind would be able to take a look and see we've been there for 2 hours. We have this giant light, this big camera rig, we were filming. But yeah, that's the story, and I've yet to tell the whole thing step by step. That video was filmed in October 2023, and let me just tell you, it was a memory I'll absolutely never forget. And if you haven't already, I highly encourage you to go check out the video right here on screen or in the description below. Anyways, moral of the story is go above and beyond to create what you want. Just make sure you always have a dash cam recording. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.